is sold out. Hey, talking of tradition and feeling and the warm and fuzzy feelings that we get, how about the nostalgia of our wonderful stove heater? This launched a little earlier this year. Obviously, the temperatures are starting to really plummet, so it's getting cold outside, it's getting cold inside. Listen, did you hear that? It's the crackle. It's that real crackle effect. Real crackle effect, beautiful next generation flame technology. The heater's on 1500 watts of power, the most powerful heater that we can sell on HSN that is available to be sold, 1500 watts. Customizable thermostat, so I can set the exact temperature as well that makes us comfortable at home. Colors that we will go through momentarily, but without further ado, he always brings a warmth and an energy to the studio. Mr. Kerry McNally.
How are you,
hello,
sir?
so good to see you.
Good to see you. So excited to be back. I got a phone call today. I had to race off the pickleball court. Or, that's not true. But it seems like everybody's playing that sport. I'm like, what's up with the pickleball court? It's table tennis, but it's a little smaller. Anyway, so it's so excited to be here. And I'm honored to be here to present this because this is about our 10th year here at HSN. This is something you can't get at the big box retailers. You can't get online except at hsn.com. And this is a limited inventory that we did just for the winter of 2024, 2025. And we're so excited because, as you know, Adam, this is infrared heating technology. And the biggest difference between gas or oil or electric air is that it does not, and it never will, dry out the air. When you turn on the heater in your home, it immediately gets dry, right? You know, like your eyes get dry, your sinuses, all that stuff. It never does that. It heats you and objects in the room just like the way the sun does. When you were a kid and you're out on a cold day, you're in the shade and you step into the sun, it heats you from the inside out without drying out the air. That's the beauty of it. And here's an interesting way of looking at it. When we were kids, we had these ray gun looking 1950s black and white sci-fi space heaters. You'd flip them on, they'd start making noises, the cat and the dog would run away, and it would smell. These are infrared heating bulbs that, again, they heat objects in the room, not the air that you're amongst. And so, and when we talk about some power and performance, this weighs just 10.5 pounds. It has a very small footprint. It's 22 inches tall, it's 18 inches wide, and it's only 13 inches deep. But this is gonna heat a room up to 688 square feet. The best way to think about that is a huge 2-car garage with a very tall ceiling. So that's just about any living room and any kitchen area. Absolutely any bedroom. We're gonna show you a little, like sort of like a blueprint of the space that it can heat. Take a look at this, Adam. If you look here in the upper left-hand portion, we're talking about a living room. That's 418 square feet. This is rated for 688. So if you combine the living room and the kitchen, you're covered. It's gonna turn any bedroom into exactly the temperature that you want. And I always say, take the zone heating challenge. That means turn the thermostat this winter down to something that might otherwise be uncomfortable. Let's say like 65. That might be too cold for a lot of people. But then have your warm living fire in the room that you're in and put it at 72 or 73 or 74. Whichever temperature that you want and you deserve, you now control in that room. And as a result now, it could pay for itself when we talk about energy savings. The best part of this is it has state-of-the-art safety features. A lot of people, when they hear, you know, a space heater, they get nervous, all right? So is it safe? All right, well, it has 2 very important safety features. 1, if it ever overheats, it automatically shuts off. 2, if it ever tips over, whether it's forward, backward, left or right, it has a pendulum shut-off switch. So it will shut itself off before it ever tips over, Adam.
And that's so important. You buy with confidence, obviously. Kerry and I have said this before, but products on HSN go through such strict quality control, so always buy with confidence. Price that we have today, $119 and change, which is remarkable. Free shipping and handling as well. Color-wise, in front of Kerry, you see that beautiful antique white. So there's an antique white, clean and pristine. Thank you, Kerry. Lovely. Next to that, we have the taupe, which is one of the newer colors. Again, a really nice neutral. Next to that, we have our blue. Again, a gorgeous blue.
Look at that.
Behind that, we have our green, our black, and I think that's the gray next to you, Kerry. And then in front of me, of course, we have that spectacular red. Sometimes the ones that I've seen online, this one is exclusive to HSN. Some of them online are very small. This is a beautiful beautiful size. And it has all the newest features like the thermostat, right, Carrie?
Yeah, the thermostat is absolutely, that's the most important thing. Now you can operate it from the actual unit manually. There's this little window right here that you can just open up. And once you do that, you can operate it no matter how you want to do it. Or you can use the universal remote. So it's exactly the temperature that you want. There are some other features. If you want this to turn on, let's say you get up at, let's say 6:30 in the morning, but it's freezing at 6:30. Have it turn on at 6 a.m. every morning. And when you wake up, it'll be nice and toasty. Conversely, if you come home, let's say at 5 o'clock and it's freezing, have it turn on at 4:30. You're in complete control. There's a lock switch for the little ones out there. You can set it and forget it, and you have everything right there on a universal remote. We made it a universal remote because last year when we had this as a Today Special, people bought more than one.
Right.
And they were like, wait, is this universal remote dedicated to this particular unit? No, you can mix and match them. So if you lose one or misplace one, we have, it's a universal remote. So that's the beauty of it. This is the first time we ever had this door open. And here you can see this large LED display. Here's your temperature, obviously, your power on and off. Here's the heater. When you want to get the heater going, you press that, and this heating coil up here will begin to fire up. Now, the flame effect is the same technology they use in Hollywood.
Right.
If you're binging movies and they've got a romantic hotel, or they like a reality series and they have the fantasy suite or whatever it is, or that's a restaurant and there's a beautiful fireplace in the back, 9 times out of 10, that's not a real fireplace. But this is the same technology. And I can turn this up to 4 separate different levels, or I can turn it off if I want to as well. So you can have it on or off, and you can have it on without the heater, or you can have it off with the heater alone. So lots of versatility. Here's your timer, up and down, and then that's how you just control the. Oh, yeah. You can also go to Celsius if you want to go to Canada.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's catered for, but that's the improvements, the advancements that have been made. So you get the complete picture. You get something that looks wonderful. You know, you can go and buy a regular space heater for $120, and it's just a thing. It's a functional thing. This is style and function together. So we love the look. It adds to the room, doesn't detract from the room. You talk about the power, the technology. Yes, 1,500 watts is the most of any size heater, big or small. Kerry said right at the start with the infrared technology, this isn't drying out your body, your skin, your lips, your nose. You know, so many times with certain heaters, everything just gets itchy, scratchy because it is drying out. Then you talk about all the effects, which you don't have to have the heat on to have the flame, that beautiful crackle. I mean, it's the perfect product. And Kerry, let's face it, winter has only just begun.
Oh, yeah, it is going to get, well, what we're in is the extreme, right? We have extreme summers, we have extreme storms, we have extreme cold, extreme winters, all of that. And this is the reality of it. And the beauty here is if you get it now, we have it in stock. It's going to be to you in a matter of days. If you build to, ship to, and send this to someone that you love, my stepmom is in assisted living. She doesn't always have control over her unit in particular. And so I sent one to her. She's an avid reader. She has a cat, Mookie. Mookie sits on her lap. Wow. They enjoy the space heater. They love the crackling sound. They love the realistic fire. And when you turn the lights down, I don't know if we can do that here in the studio,
yes.
but if we turn the lights down, that's when you really, truly enjoy it. My beautiful and brilliant bride, Kara, and I love to binge watch a series. If we fall in love with something, we're probably going to watch it in a night or two. And so, but Kara will always say, can we get the fireplace going? Well, we have an actual wood-burning fireplace in our home, and we live in Florida. So we're not going to use that until like the depths of January or February. We're not going to like really put a fire in there. But what I did was I removed the grate and put one of these in there in its place. And now I just go over and I plug it in and turn it on. And it looks like a real fireplace without emitting any heat whatsoever. But it has that wonderful, as they say in Paris, ambiance.
There it is. You've got the ambiance
there
for sure. And you see with the lights down how magical it is. Nights are cozier with this.
And notice how the logs are glowing too, Adam. You see, that's the ambers on it. When you get we're going to get this, the great tight shot here. Check this out. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is primal. This goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years when we first invented fire, and then we were drawn to it. And then the dog showed up, thank goodness. And then now we have man's best friend. But there was a fire that really got them excited. And then we started feeding them, and then they became a great alarm for us. Kept the bears away. But the beauty of this is it's safe, it's affordable, it's the latest technology, it's lightweight, and in turn, portable at less than 11 pounds. It's 10.5 pounds. It has a nice, formidable, but yet not, it's not obtrusive footprint because it's 22 inches tall, it's 18 inches wide, and it's 13 inches deep. But at 10.5 pounds, you can move it around with you. And a lot of folks, they'll get one for the upstairs, they'll get one for the downstairs. If you have a room in your home that you typically close off because maybe it doesn't get any sun throughout the day and it's absolutely freezing, maybe it's down that long hallway and no one's been down there since Uncle Tom and we haven't seen him in years. Maybe it's maybe it's a music room that you shut down because it's too cold and you don't play music all winter. That doesn't make any sense. Perhaps it's a craft room. Perhaps it's a she shed or a man cave. Maybe it's the two-car garage and you like to tinker with the automobile or whatever you have. At 688 square feet, it's rated to heat a space at up to 688 square feet. And that is really a lot of space. So when we talk about the living room, kitchen area, you're covered. And remember, if you take the zone heating challenge and you turn the thermostat way down in the rest of the apartment, the co-op, or your home, and just heat the room you're spending most of your time in, you'll save a substantial amount of money. And you can find out more about that. You just go to the U.S. Department of Energy, and they'll tell you about zone heating and or cooling. It works for air conditioning and for heating as well.
Well, it makes sense to just heat the spaces and places that we are, rather than the whole house. If we're just living most of our lives in the living room and the bedroom, which is what basically we all do, then this is what you're going to have, and it's going to do the job so wonderfully. I'm going to go over those colors one last time. In front of me is that spectacular red. The quality of the materials that are being used, the finishing touches, everything is so, so brilliant. Next to the red on this back row is going to be the green. Next to that, obviously always a bestseller. You cannot go far wrong with the classic black. Next to Kerry is going to be the blue. And then on that front row in front of the blue.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Is that the antique white?
Yes, the antique white. You talk about shabby chic or more modern, goes with anything. And when you look at the matte finish, the job they did painting these, when you look at it for the first time, you say, oh, what does that thing weigh? 125, 200 pounds? Because these were made out of cast iron at the turn of the last 20th century. So you would think something like this weighs a lot. And of course, if you Google, potbelly stoves, you'll see thousands of pages on Pinterest and the like, and they cost thousands of dollars. You got to find one in an antique store. They have to put a wall, like a hole in your wall. I mean, you got to get a permit, and of course, obviously, you can't do it if you live in a co-op or a condominium or an apartment. It really looks and feels like a cast iron potbelly stove. It has some modern sort of up-to-dated features as well. This is one of the more modern that we've had, but at 10.5 pounds, it's portable. It has two safety features, an automatic shutoff if it overheats, and if it absolutely falls forward to the left or the back, it has a pendulum kill switch, a shutoff switch. It will shut off before it hits the ground. So if you don't love this, I want you to send it back. But I know you're going to love it. And if you send it to somebody that you do love, I know it sounds cliche, but it is the gift that keeps on giving. And we are just starting to see the colder temperatures are up north. It's going to be another extreme winter to go with all these extreme storms and this extreme summer that we just had. And good for you if you're able to get one. I love the idea that you can get this for $30. I was at a Halloween party the other day and somebody said, what's up with those flex things? And I was like, what? That flex thing that you have on the screen. How does that work? So, well, it's that price, and then we just send it to you.